Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us we have the Eton Elite Field, and I'll perform an evening medium wave band scan. First I'll go over features, second I'll do a size comparison, third I'll start cruising the evening band. So let's check it out, the Eton Elite Field. This radio you can find on Amazon for around $125. So let's see what kind of features it has. It's a field size radio. Left hand side, just normal gunmetal colored plastics that you see on all the Elite series radios, like the Executive, Traveler, and Mini. On the front here, we have a metal speaker grill. It's got an interesting speaker setup. It's got a smaller tweeter there, and it has a main speaker behind a plastic baffle there. You can see it's got like a vented port right there. We got Eton in white, nice. Elite Field. We have a inverted LCD, as you can see. It's real easy to read, I like it. It has like different brightness settings, and it has a switch here where you can run it all the time or off. So I like that, especially for a tuning session. So you'll see it has battery life indicator, timer A, timer B. So you have wake to radio, wake to alarm for each of those. We have a 12-hour clock. It can be changed to 24-hour by pressing the up button here. We'll go back to 12-hour. RDS information. It says RDS on FM, which is great. Looking at switches, this first switch here is a narrow and wide filter when you're on the AM band. It has a Bluetooth mode, and then the FM band is selectable. Below here, we have medium wave and 3 shortwave bands here, 1, 2, and 3. So they divided the main band into 3 segments. We have the volume knob, shortwave RF gain. I did not notice any difference on medium wave with this gain control. Over here we have bass and treble, very important. We only have one filter. These act as filters as well. You'll trust me on that. It really helps with some of the faint stations. You can turn down the treble, turn up the bass, kind of helps filter out the noise. Our main tuning knob, we have fine tuning in the center, and then the outside is coarse tuning to go faster. It's a nice little setup. I like the tuning knob. Here we have the power button, sleep function. We have RDS. Oh, you can see his keys are backlit too, by the way, when the light's on. We have RDS and info button. We have the lockout. Then going to these buttons here, you'll notice timer A, timer B, of course, to set your timers. And then we have pair for Bluetooth, pause, play. Underneath here it says tuning step. So you can go from fast, slow for incremental tuning. This goes 1 kilohertz steps on medium wave. And of course you can go to stop, where this doesn't work anymore, but these buttons will. Over here we have mono stereo, the free FM. Usually you have it on mono if you're not using headphones. Time set like it is. Display, so if you're running the radio, you're on a station, you want to see what time it is, just tap that, it'll take you to the time. Here's Q-Tune, that's quick tune. This is to get you quickly through a band. On medium wave, it does 100 kilohertz steps as you hit this, so it goes up 100 kilohertz every time. And when you're on shortwave and FM, it goes up 1 megahertz increments. And below that says brightness, and if you hit this, it changes the brightness on the screen. So we'll leave it on the low setting. It's got 3 brightnesses. We have an alarm button, and then below that it says memory. You have 10 memories per band, so a total of 50. So 10 on FM, 10 on medium wave, and 10 on each of those shortwave segments. And you set them by pressing and holding and adjusting with these 2 keys. Then you have preset button, which is how you access the 10. You just cycle through hitting that button there. Of course, here is your up and down tuning controls, browsing up and down, and of course, fast. You just press and hold to fastly seek up and down the bands, and of course, setting hours and minutes, and back and forward on Bluetooth mode. So we saw all those knobs down there. We have a reset hole. Use this if the computer ever goes wonky. I've never had that happen, so that's a good thing. Right hand side of the radio, we got some more things going on. You can see some switches. We have an internal and external antenna switch. It's pretty important because this radio supports 3 different antennas on the back. Here, the second switch is DX and local. If you have some strong stations making distorted audio, hit the local, but typically you're always on DX. Of course, our backlight on and off. Line out for recording, line in for your auxiliary in device like a MP3 player. There's your headphone jack for FM stereo listening, and DC input of 7 volts. It does come with the AC adapter when you buy the radio. It comes with a nice carry strap as well. I like this little leatherette here. And get the strap there nice and snug. It's not going to go anywhere. It's good to have for this size radio. On the back, if I can get this on the camera here, we have a whip antenna. That's for FM and shortwave. And that's 47 inches in length. It's a monster. And you can see we got some antenna connections. We have the FM external antenna. We have a high impedance AM, which is I think 500 ohms for long wire. And then to the right there, we have the shortwave external antenna. Behind the battery door is 4 D-cell batteries. I wouldn't lay this down because it'll lay on the knobs. But just trust me, 4 D-cells. Pretty simple. Let's do a quick size comparison, and then we'll start cruising the band. Well, here we can pick up tonight. It's been a few years since I had this radio on the channel, and I figured I'd reintroduce you guys to it. A lot of you guys own this radio and love it, and I'm one of those people that love the Eton Elite Field. Now, I have the Grundig edition, and it's an okay radio. The medium wave wasn't so hot, but this one here is definitely good. I had some great reception during the day today, and I'm hoping for tonight the same results. Just light a little bit, a little bright there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a size comparison. We have CC Pocket in the house. There you go for size. A little mini weather alert radio. It's pretty dinky. What else we got? CC Skywave. A little radio that can do everything. Yeah, gotta love that. Compact size radio that does it all. And then, of course, we have Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves shortwave radios from Eton Land. He's the man. Iron Man. Okay. I had my fun, and I usually have more fun, so. All right, let's go turn this on and hear what we can hear now. I was tuning in some stations pretty far the other night. Hopefully we'll have the same results. So current time, 11:07 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm near Chicago, Illinois. Note that this radio uses an internal antenna, like most radios, for medium wave capturing. To tune medium wave, it requires a ferrite bar wrapped with a coil of wire. It's an inductor, and it helps capture those longer wavelengths that medium wave has. FM and shortwave have shorter waves, and that wavelength is picked up by that back antenna. So it has an internal antenna. An antenna is usually horizontally mounted to the top of the radio, or near the top of the radio on the inside. And when you see me turning the radio, I'm turning the horizontal edge towards the station that I'm trying to receive. So you'll see that in action a little bit here. So go ahead and turn this, okay, on. And then I'm going to dust my screen. This thing can be a dust magnet. There we go. Starting at 1700. Hey, there's something on here. Cool. That's Iowa. Let's go to the bottom of the band. So as you can see, medium wave, 520 kilohertz. Our signal strength indicator goes to 5. We're on fast tuning. Of course, you can change that by hitting this button. I like that. Let's go. That's coming in clear tonight. Yes. Might be a good night for tuning. CHLO 530, Brampton, Ontario. 441 miles in that direction, northeast. And it's 250 watts, they say. So you don't need much when you're in the lower part of the band to transmit. Okay, next station. Okay, this is an example where it's going to improve when I turn it. This is WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin, 70 miles away, 400 watts to the north. Well, actually, we're picking up right now CBK, Watrous, Saskatchewan, to the west here, which is 1,025 miles. So it's going to change when I turn. Cool, so yeah, I'm getting 2 different stations, which is neat. That's another magic at night on the medium wave. This direction, yeah, we're getting distance into Canada. Excellent. Okay, keep going. So here's our wide.
100 years ago, right? Just sort of, let's create a little oasis called Village or built on neighbors or Delaware.
So wide for music or a nice clear signal. 550 is KTRS, St. Louis, Missouri. 275 miles, 5,000 watts.
What about the radicals? What do we want dead cops and when do we want them now? Or Antifa or any of these other groups? Anyway, he continues
okay,
and
so
goes on to say...
This is 560 WIND Chicago. You can see its signal strength is pegged, and yeah, comes in pretty clear, being a local station.
Assume on January 6th that a group of people, business owners, white people from the...
There's people talking there, some music. So I'm getting various frequencies competing on the same channel, of course. Stations, I mean, not frequencies. Stations competing on the same frequency. Hello. Hello, McFly. There's jumbo stations there. I hear music. Down in the boondocks. Cool. Two stations mixing: KXSP Omaha, Nebraska, which is that way, 405 miles, 5,000 watts, and then WKZO Kalamazoo, Michigan, actually to the east, 137 miles, 5,000 watts.
Which was my first job after graduating college. I just really needed to leave that work environment.
WMT Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 175 miles to the west, 5,000 watts.
And I'm cut across two pathways. I found a job that's very rewarding.
Boy, it's a good night. I mean, you're hearing quite a bit. You're hearing stations overlapping. This is 610. I believe this is going to be Kansas City, Missouri, KCSP. That's the direction. 400 miles, 5,000 watts. And there's WTVN here, I believe, too. Columbus, Ohio, 330 miles in this direction, east. So, of course, that horizontal antenna works in both directions, west and east.
Organization was functioning at a level where they needed to be.
I was going to say, you could do it in short term, but even single, 70 hours.
So here's 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is to the north, 52 miles, 10,000 watts at night. So if I turn it, it should improve.
And it got you out of debt, but you're being or I would pass. I love that you found something that's rewarding. So what I would do, Ricardo, is I would focus on what about it feels rewarding to you. Now I'm going to go look for that in this economy. Be patient.
So there you go, 620 WTMJ.
Don't sell out for something that just looks good. It's got to be good in all aspects.
It's got to be
Hold on, we're going to send
good.
you a copy of Ken's new book, From Paycheck to Purpose.
Country Music, CFCO, Chatham, Ontario, 310 miles, 6,000 watts. If I turn the radio at 90 degrees, I should be picking up St. Louis. Try to null out this station. Let's see if we can do it. Nope, CFCO is pretty strong tonight. But sometimes I'll pick up KYFI, St. Louis, Missouri, which is typically that way. But you turn it 90 degrees away from the other station and sometimes pick it up. They call that nulling the other station. Sometimes it works. I hear a gentleman talking there. Let me just move this way. Hispanic music on 640 WMFN, Eton, Illinois. Fairly local. This is 75 miles away, 1,600 watts at night. The other station, you hear some talking, that's WOI, Ames, Iowa. To the west, 265 miles, 1,000 watts. There's WSM Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles to the south. It's coming in good. See if we can't pick up New York. There we go.
Buries it. And then they buried the net. 110 on Portland with a minute 36 to go in the fourth.
WFAN 660, New York, New York. Home of the Yankees, 750 miles.
Shooting of the Trailblazers all second half long has really done the nets in.
With a minute 34 to go in the fourth quarter, Portland takes a 110-101 lead. McLemore with 6 as they stand on the dais as they hold the national championship trophy. Georgia Bulldogs, the
670 the score, WCR Chicago.
playoff national champions. The final score of the game tonight.
Please call 204-837-0375 to contribute if you are able. Thank you. For the big jobs, like cleaning mud off your loader or backhoe, you need a hot seat pressure washer. Oh, yeah, that's working perfectly.
CJOB.
Central has now
I'll put the information here. I don't have it on my list.
buy the heavy-duty industrial pressure washers they need to get the job done. With in-house and mobile service, a full
A
line
lot of times you can wait for call letters.
accessories. Plus, no job is too big for their turnkey trailer unit. Hot Seat Central on Sears Road. Online at hotseatmanitoba.com. The weakest part of your building are the windows and doors.
Get heard, Manitoba.
Secure All improves the security of your home or business with revolutionary security products. Secure All doors, Secure All screens, and rock glass. Replace flimsy storm doors with a practically impassable Secure All door made of a welded steel or aluminum frame. Secure All screens and rock glass. Ideal for any home, garage, or cabin exterior door. Improve the security of your
Okay, we're
home.
gonna keep going. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have enough time.
Print media, Tony, Debbie, and that is, you've got a major
690 CKGM, Montreal, Quebec, 763 miles.
all over the front page, multiple stories.
And shortly thereafter, it's found out to be not correct, and you have to do a retraction, and you can find the small one.
Junior in Memphis, Tennessee. At least that's the official story.
700 WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Testimonies and interviews with the people who were there to reveal the real story of the plot to kill Martin Luther King. Listen to the ML.
Already better, and that's the work that we do every day, even if you have stage 4 cancer.
Here's WOR, New York, New York, 750 miles.
We all the time, oh, Dr. Lederman, do you treat stage 4 cancer? What? Let me tell you, baby.
Here's 720 WGN, Chicago. Local, strongest station in my area.
Oh, I guess I've broken all of the rules.
Playing music. Country music in this direction. Barely picking it up is CKDM, Dauphine, Manitoba. Northwest, 820 miles. Nice. Here's 740 CFZM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
Of Highway Safety, the Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you that the penalty for getting a DUI can cost up to...
Here's WSB, Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles.
Office of Highway Safety says drive sober so you won't get pulled over. So if you are at a party right now somewhere else, call an Uber, call a cab, call a friend, or pull up a spot on the couch if you've been drinking during this wonderful, wonderful moment for the Dogs. The SEC taught us to show our team pride. Having the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions lets you say
Georgia Bulldogs, there
every
we go.
time you pay.
It's like taking a trip around the country.
Protect yourself at expressvpn.com/Ben
Right from your home. It's nice. Without having using internet. This is just my 40 cell batteries, my radio. Yeah, no smart device except for this smart device. 760 WJR Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles to the east.
If you've been injured in an accident,
Okay, we just got the call letters. WABC. You can back tune it, try to get away from 780.
He built his firm right here in New York and New Jersey.
So there you go. 750 miles, WABC.
And 8 other lawyers who work alongside him. D'Agostino and Associates will fight for every...
Hope I hit stop, didn't I? Like, I'm looking through the camera.
Determine why the man was lying on the road.
Both drivers are cooperating. They immediately pulled over.
780 WBBM, Chicago.
Hit something. They stayed at the scene. They're cooperating with traffic crash investigators. And
all right, 790. It's got good selectivity tonight. Oh, picking up 780 that way.
Drop them off in a pile with a copy of his
CKLW, Windsor, Ontario. 270 miles.
And the Ad Council.
At a young age,
Yeah, I'm running out of time, and there's a lot of stations here. 810 WGY, Albany, New York, 740 miles.
I quickly became her secondary caregiver, which has forever shaped me.
Northeast.
We held my mom through multiple recurrences for 4 years.
multiple studies in first world nations, which are the
WBAP, Fort Worth, Texas, Southwest, 810 miles.
It's only great claims to fame. That's it is.
Two stations competing, a music station and WCCO, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles.
The fact that college football playoffs, we love to
potentiate those differences or that war. It's essentially a war.
WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky, Ground Zero, coast to coast on the evenings.
You're in a war until it's too late.
About 300 miles.
Actually, this reminds me also of the Phoenix program in Vietnam.
Straight west, KOA, Denver. 890 miles. They're rebroadcasting coast to coast, I think, from yesterday. CJBC, Toronto, Ontario.
This is not an illusion. I'll say it again. Georgia, national champ. They beat Alabama. The final score 33-18.
WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana, 865 miles south.
Georgia, prior to tonight.
Learning in person, I want to be clear, with, by the way, with no joy. With no joy.
WCBS, New York, New York, 750 miles.
Schools and daycare centers will continue, at least for the foreseeable future. These requirements, again, give us no joy, but they're the only response.
A lot about unions. And that's exactly who they're going to go to make this thing happen. They don't care about the sacrifice that people
Here's 890 WLS. Now I'm going to go a little faster.
invested and paid for.
Here's a local station, 940 WFAW, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin.
You were too young to remember.
I'm Father James Kubicki, the director of St. Mission for Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota, and having just celebrated yesterday's feast of the
discovery of Cindy's body marks the devastating end of
CBW, Winnipeg, Manitoba, 675 miles.
Cindy reported more than 100 instances of harassment and stalking.
As well, they tackled in that fourth quarter a lot better than they did to start the football game. Just a great
WMVP, Chicago.
The Georgia defense, and how else were they going to win it? They weren't.
Couple stations going on here. think we're picking up CFRB, Toronto, Ontario.
Right before public school system started, where mom
KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles.
read and write out the
Parking lot, James Rojas, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
There you go. WBZ, this is Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles.
But there's nothing wrong with the good old...
Really got to know him. Never met him, but she really got to know him.
WHO, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles to the west. Using all the buttons here.
Philadelphia claims 4 more lives. That story straight ahead. It's 1227 on News Radio 1039 FM. All the audio that matters to you. Hear us on the Odyssey app.
KYW, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles. Bring the clock up.
Here we go.
$10.90 KAY, Little Rock, Arkansas, 570 miles. I always forget to check. Comes in good.
Joins us in a moment, but that's quite a mark when you look at where this team wins.
WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, 345 miles.
All of last year.
Absolutely. You're talking about a great turnaround.
To post a job in ZipRecruiter, get a quality candidate for the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
KMOX, St. Louis, Missouri. It's kind of muffled, but play around with the controls. I'm just running out of time. Gotta roll it up.
How your business day begins often depends on what happens overnight. Bloomberg Daybreak Europe.
I'm Caroline Hetfield. We look at the returns of office industry.
Bloomberg, WBBR, New York City, New York. Nice, we're coming in clear with these New York stations. This can be difficult on 11:30.
Bloomberg Daybreak Europe coming up at 1 a.m. on Bloomberg 730, the Bloomberg Business app, and BloombergRadio.com. Bloomberg, the world is listening.
That's a creepy.
The world is listening.
Too, but it happens all over the place.
Can't hover on coast to coast, unfortunately. WRVA, Richmond, Virginia, 665 miles.
Remote viewing on coast to coast, and don't forget.
Traditions create a sense of
Local.
Office told him to read. So who's the idiot that said, "Hey Joe, this will make sense. Read these words about windmills"?
1180 is Wham, Rochester, New York. WHAM, 545 miles.
He was choked up. He was choked up.
And now, our host, Paul Taylor. Evolution devalues humanity. It tries to find the most unflattering way to describe human beings to try to counter the Bible's claim that they were created in God's image.
A religious station at 1200. You guys know? Let me know. I don't have anything written down. Okay. Maybe I do. If I do, I'll put it up there. 1210 WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles. Now we're going to rock to the top. Because I only got a minute. You can see there's a ton of activity.
You're not aiding me.
Okay, our WSPD, that's Toledo, Ohio, 250 miles, 5,000 watts to the east. Nice. Don't hear that one too often.
The Cleveland Cavaliers were 109-108 winners over the Kings.
I think this is KXNO, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles, 5,000 watts.
Points. ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/.
WLAC, Nashville, Tennessee.
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I compare him to Michael Calipari. You know, he's
KOKC, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 690 miles. WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Some people take tailgating as seriously as football.
But cold beer rum from hot tub to cabin.
KXEL, Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles. We're almost through. I'm going to the top here. (1610) CHHA, Toronto, Ontario. WPRR, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 140 miles.
Matter if he's at Kentucky or Memphis or wherever the hell he's at, or if it happens to be Nick Saban. Part of the job for the head coach as the coach is to recruit. If you can go out and get the best talent.
Okay, last station is KBGG, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles. And there is Hispanic music. You can hear. That's KKLF, Richardson, Texas, 790 miles, 1,000 watts. Pretty cool how it's mixing. Alright, so we're done with the evening band scan with the Eton Elite Field. Go ahead and turn that off. Yeah, so an awesome radio. Links below if you guys want to support the channel. Pick yourselves up one. Like I say, it's around 120 bucks. Definitely worth it for just the field experience. Nice audio. The FM's fantastic on here. Of course, the AM really is blowing me away. I'm glad for that. Shortwave is good on this receiver as well. Just enough presets. Bass treble controls is nice. Gain control for if you hook up external antennas. It's really going to help you there. Backlit keys, which is really nice in the evening. Just a handy radio. Loving it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like if you did. If you like Eton Radio, subscribe at the bell icon. Get notified of future videos and deals. Yep. Community section. And 3, comment below what you think about the Elite Eton Field. Would you be in the market for one of these radios? All right, guys. Take care. And we'll see you in my next video.